Hello everybody, I'm Jack. Welcome to Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for tuning in today. Hope everybody's having a good day wherever you are in the world. By the time you're watching this, only one day left and we will be at the weekend again. This year's kind of freaking me out a bit. It's just going way too fast. You know, before we know it, we're going to be at the end of July. And we're going into we're already into that second half of the year. So man, where does that time go? Anyhow, today we want to talk about raw food diet for optimal health. Good, better, best. Listen, I do videos every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button now if you haven't done that already. Then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. Was doing a little reading this morning actually, and this isn't about his book isn't the subject, but I was just reading a little bit from my book by Don Bennett this morning. And just got on this train of thought. There was a passage in there where he was talking about good, better, best. And that's really what it boils down to all the time, you know. I was thinking about it, actually I was thinking about this last night. How, you know, it's really just about what you want, how you want to feel, what you want to get on this raw food diet. I want to feel the absolute. Listen, I am a bit of an extremist. I want to see how much I can get out of this lifestyle. I want to see how good I can feel. And hey, I don't know. Like I say, there's priorities in life. That's a very big priority for me. Some people are just happy, you know, with good. Some people are happy with better. I'm always searching for and seeking, you know, the best. And that's why I eat how I do. And listen, I've been, you know, sometimes I do these videos and I think like, you know, what do people think when they're watching? Or maybe they don't know the whole story, and people have, you know, different visions of us vegans in general, or raw vegans, or people that, you know, come on YouTube and talk about this kind of stuff. And I think a lot of times people tend to just kind of dismiss it like, oh, well, there's just another fruit cruncher, fruit muncher, you know, one of these hippie types talking about this and that, and that's all they really know. They don't know anything. I've been all over the place, you know. I've been all over the spectrum, so I've got stuff to compare it against. And I've always been kind of analytic in my mind. So even back in the drunken days, I was aware, I was paying attention to stuff. So, you know, don't ever try to tell me about how I don't know about this or that, or, well, I haven't been there. I've been as dirty as anybody out there. I've been dirtier than anybody out there. I drank hard for 30 years. I smoked meat. I made barbecue. I worked. That was part of the work I was doing when I was in Haco. You know, I would smoke the meat for a restaurant down there, and you know, we were selling ribs and other stuff on the side. So you're talking to somebody that is like, has done all that typical guy stuff, you know. I want my steak, I've eaten my ribs, chicken wings, washed down with beer, all this kind of stuff. So I've been to the far side of bad when it comes to eating and putting things in your body, and all the spectrums in between. I've done the healthy, you know. People say, well, but you're going from being a drunk, eating a lot of garbage, to eating like this. There's in between. Yes, there is in between. And let me tell you about some of those different in between stages. I've eaten a cleaner standard American diet, you know, where you were trying to get healthy, where you were watching what you ate. You didn't eat as much of this, you didn't eat as much of that. And eating a cleaner version of the standard American diet, I most definitely felt better. I felt good until I understood what good really felt. Then I started eating a plant-based diet, you know, going high raw in the beginning. I felt better, but it still was kind of wonky because I was figuring the thing out. So I didn't feel, you know, I felt good most of the time. Even from the very beginning, I felt so much better than I had before. I just had to work out some of the kinks, like not eating enough. There were certain ways in the beginning I wasn't feeling the best. I didn't eat enough. I'd get real lightheaded. But other things, like my digestion got good right from the beginning, and I felt better. Now as I'm, about 6.5 years into doing this lifestyle, I just keep feeling better and better. And that's why I eat like I do. I'm not trying to be an extremist. I'm not trying to restrict what I do. I'm just following. I'm doing this thing I think about as naturally as anybody else doing it. And I'm really just feeling my way along and following where, going towards that optimal health. And that's why I'm always trying, okay, what else can I try? What else can I do? Now, when I say optimal, optimal means different things to different people, obviously, and good, better, best means different things to different people. And somebody will interpret this message as me being hardcore and maybe contradicting myself on the raw is law, or somebody will say, well, you're not 100% fully raw. And no, I'm not 100% fully raw. I eat cooked from time to time, but I don't get tripped up on that. And I think that's where the problem lies, is so many people just are thinking about the raw part of it. I'm thinking about how clean the fuel is I'm putting into my body in general. I'm not trying to get into this, well, I can be 100% raw or not, because I'm going to tell you straight up, and this is it. Listen, I'm going to just tell you, I can see it. There's a lot of people out there that they've added another day and they tell you I'm at day 1,237 fully raw. They're not all that healthy. They ain't got what I got. In some aspects, I can tell by their demeanor, I can tell by their energy level, I can tell by everything about them, I can tell by how if their weights are fluctuating, if their skin always looks, the same. I can tell. And once again, as I harp on all the time, the reason they don't thrive as hard as they are, they're focused on the raw part of it. And they will sacrifice. They will make poor choices with raw to stay raw. And hey, if you don't want to accept that, well, then you have to go get a little loving from your favorite guru that's going to preach what you want to hear and tell you that it's raw is law. And if you eat a bite of the cooked food, that's terrible. And it's much better to eat 800 grams of fat than to eat some cooked food. But I am always going towards, the cleanest. And the cleanest for me does usually tend to gravitate towards raw. Cooked is just because, okay, I'm on the road. And yes, I'm not a fanatic like that. I'm not, I do this lifestyle differently than everybody. I've started analyzing. I actually, about 6 or 7 months ago, I'm like, is anybody doing this thing even remotely like me? And I started, watching people doing this, doing that. And I'm like, no, because it is. I guess what people are saying is, with their thing with the cooked, if they have a bite of cooked, oh, but it's a slippery slope for me. Well, I'm like, fuck, I pick up a fork and I put this in my mouth one day, I don't do it the next. It ain't no slippery slope. And I think that's where it's unique, and I think that's what most people can't wrap their head around. Because yeah, I'll eat cooked food. Let me tell you how a typical week will play out. Hadn't been to Pensacola in a while. Went to Pensacola last Saturday. Had a barbecue jackfruit sandwich and macaroni and cheese on the side. Ooh, some people's heads are exploding. They're appalled by that. You know what I've had the rest of the week? Have I had any fat? Oh, let's see. Yeah, I've pretty much had fruit. I've had some, some greens in there. I've had some spirulina, but it's pretty much been fruit. And I'm not going to Pensacola this weekend, so it'll be fruit. I'll probably make myself a soup this weekend. I'll probably have a salad. I haven't had a good salad in a while. But see, that's why I don't get tripped up on it, because yes, you might not eat anything that's that processed and from a restaurant or whatever, but you're also not going to go the next 10, 12, 14 days pretty much basically no fat added in. And when I talk about not adding fat, or when I go very low on the fat, it's just natural. It's just because, I didn't eat an avocado today. It's not like I'm sitting there going, okay, for the next 2 weeks, I'm not going to add fat in, or I'm not going to add much fat in. Or actually, I do have a little in there because I'll use some cacao in my either a smoothie or my ice cream. But I make the best choices, and that's what's always in mind for me. It's not so much, it's good, better, best. What is the best choice for me to make? And I'm going to put it all together one of these days, because I keep getting components and I'm like, I have these aha moments. And then, you know, that'll kind of, I don't know quite how to tell you. I'll have this aha moment, and then later I'll have another aha moment, but then I don't have this connection. I guess what I mean by that is, when I was living down in Costa Rica, especially when I lived on that mountain and had all that privacy and could just take sun privately every day. You know, I was out in the sun pretty much naked every day, getting my sun for months on end, I'd get my sun. Was eating very high fruit, you know, almost all raw there too in the mountains. I'd eat the occasional cooked meal, but not much. So I'm high fruit, lots of, you know, getting lots of sun, and I felt it. I felt like, wow, something's happening there. There's a synergy between this food and this sun, and having all this real vitamin D, not taking some little supplement, and I feel phenomenal. Okay, let's fast forward a year. I'm in the States, and my focus this summer has been on what, if you're paying attention, has been on hydration. Just as a matter of fact, I've had a gallon of watermelon juice, and it's only 11 o'clock as I'm shooting this video. So this summer, I've had another one of those aha moments, and I took something from that just today, actually. I've gone to another level in how I feel, how my energy feels, how my general health feels all the time, by staying hydrated, fully hydrated, truly hydrated every day. And coincidentally, a lot of this hydration has come from the food. I don't drink very much water. I don't drink very much water. And don't ask me about what this filter, that filter, what type of water. I have a little Brit water filter. I don't get into all that BS about this. I'm not going to debate or talk about water for 3 hours, you know. I do the best I can, but I've been hydrating mostly with watermelon juice, and then I follow up with a meal of mangoes, and that even takes it I won't go too far down that road, but that even takes it another level. Being fully hydrated on water versus being fully hydrated, say, on watermelon juice and the food you're eating. Oh my God. So that's been an aha moment this summer. And then the big aha moment, actually this aha moment came when I was walking yesterday. I was saying it was today. The next big aha moment was just like a slap in the face from the cosmos, from God, universe, whatever. And it was like, what if you could get back to the tropics? Because I haven't been getting out in the sun. I mean, I get out and do my walks, but I haven't been out concentrated taking sun during the day. And I was like, but I still feel really good. So now I'm trying to imagine, okay, what if I was back down in Costa Rica? And what if I was eating high fruit all the time? And what if I was staying fully hydrated like I am now? And what if, adding to that, I was getting real vitamin D every day? I might just levitate. That kind of is my goal there. I haven't shared that with many people, but I'm trying to get to that enlightened light moment where I can levitate. No, I'm just joking with you there. Somebody will take that literal if I don't say I'm joking. But yeah, there's always good, better, best. And I'm not going to ramble on and on and on. But you got to choose what you want, and you can't make a clear decision if you haven't done it. You haven't been all the way. You know, like I say, whether that fits into your lifestyle or not, or I don't preach raw is law, but don't just kind of tap out because I've said that and say, oh yeah. You can't really make a lot of the same decisions for yourself if you've never been fully raw. You got to go, like I would say, whether you're ever going to be there or not, you got to go fully raw for a while just to make decisions, just to know what it feels like. But you might, hey, this is the plant-based diet, that's the great thing. You're going to feel good. Like most people feel good. I just want to leave you with this. A lot of people will watch this telling themselves, well, I feel good. What's he talking about? I feel good. Until you feel that, you don't know how feeling good is until you actually feel that really good. It's kind of like the kid in class that everybody thinks stupid. He can't see. And a lot of times, even a person that's never worn glasses before that has had eye trouble, they don't even understand. Watch somebody put a pair of glasses on for the first time. You know, watch somebody see clearly for the first time. That's what it's like that. When you feel that real next level for the first time, it'll be like crack. You won't put, screw your cravings, your addictions, this and that. That will be something that feels so good. You won't care. You'll do anything you have to do to maintain that, to get back to it. So anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed that one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.